They hit the Giants where it hurts, the wallet. The NFL and NFLPA announced joint fines today after head coach Brian Daboll and RB Cam Skattebo wandered into the blue medical tent while rookie QB Jaxson Dart was being evaluated for a concussion, and the penalties are steep. $200,000 to the Giants, $100,000 for Daboll, and $15,000 for Skattebo. NFL.com, here's why this matters beyond headline shock value. The concussion protocol is intentionally blunt. When a player goes into the tent for a head injury evaluation, only medical personnel deemed essential may be present: team physician, athletic trainer, and the unaffiliated neurotrauma consultant. That closed-door rule exists, so the exam happens without any pressure, distraction, or the appearance of influence. Daboll and Skattebo stepping in created a perception of interference, and that perception is exactly what the league and the players' union agreed had to be penalized. ESPN.com, important nuance, the joint review cleared the Giants' medical staff. Investigators found the club's medical personnel and the unaffiliated neurotrauma consultant properly followed all of the steps required under the collective bargaining agreement in evaluating Dart. The fines were not levied because the medical exam was botched. They were levied because non-medical people entered a space that's supposed to be sacrosanct. That's the difference between a medical failure and a procedural breach, and the league treated it as the latter. ESPN.com, Daboll's reaction after the play explains the human side, but not the defense. He said he looked in because he wanted to know whether to burn a timeout and get his QB back on the field, a coach's instinct in the heat of a close game. Skattebo said he was checking to make sure Dart wasn't hurting anybody. Both explanations sound reasonable in the moment. Both still violate the explicit rules. The NFL's point: good intentions don't get you into the tent. The rule is black and white to protect players first and to remove gamesmanship from medical decisions. The Guardian is techiner. This ruling also signals consistency from the league. The NFL has repeatedly emphasized concussion safety in recent years, and enforcement is how rules change culture. If teams or coaches feel comfortable bending that rule for strategic reasons or even emotional reasons, then the tent's protective purpose collapses. The league and the union made a joint public statement that these boundaries must be respected. The fines are a reminder that player health protocols are not optional theater. NFL.com, there's also a practical follow-up. The Giants cooperated with the investigation and reportedly took immediate remedial steps: additional training for staff and players, tightened access to the tent, and clearer on-field procedures. Those are exactly the operational fixes the league wants to see, because fines alone don't stop future slip-ups. Process fixes do. Dart himself was cleared to return that night and finish the game, which helps the immediate optics, but the league still needed to draw a line. ESPN.com. For fans, this can feel petty. A coach looks in on his young QB, a player checks on a teammate, but the rules exist because the cost of one missed or pressured concussion exam is potentially catastrophic. The NFL is trying to institutionalize caution. That means occasionally penalizing behavior that used to be treated as instinct. If you're weighing the human impulse to check on someone against the duty to follow medical protocol, the league has made its choice. The protocol wins every time. Reuters expect a short-term media cycle, takes, apologies, he meant well, then new procedures to go into effect around team medical tents. The larger takeaway: player safety processes are now enforced with heavy fines and joint NFL-NFLPA scrutiny, and teams will be smart to bake those boundaries into how they train everyone on the sideline. The rule is simple: if it's a medical tent, it's medical people only. NFL.com.